right out of a 5-star luxury hotel. You can order your set for as low as $29.98 while supplies last. The Giza Dream Sheets, made from the finest cotton on earth. The doggy beds, the 3-inch mattress topper. You'll get huge savings when you enter the promo code MikeG. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code MikeG, MyPillow.com, promo code MikeG, or call 800-928-6034, 800-928-6034, like we love to say.
Best night's sleep in the whole wide world.
Promo code MikeG. Speaking of MyPillow, a couple of great text messages coming in, very compelling text messages on the MyPillow text line, like this one from Sarasota, Florida. Hey, Mike, if the MAGA people think that Pence made one mistake, they're delusional. He followed the law. What D.C. Drano is forgetting is that if Trump runs, he cannot win because the Democrats will cheat. They hate Trump. Trump has fed right into their plan. Trump is unelectable because he's made himself odious. And we need to get over him. Well, good luck with that. Good luck convincing millions and millions of your fellow Americans. And finally, John from Charlotte, how about a slightly different twist? The big question, if Trump legitimately loses the primary, will he man up and support our candidate? Or will he pout and destroy our chances in November? That's the big question. Well, no easy answers. As one caller put it earlier, we're in a tough spot. Thankfully, I've got some friends that can help us sort it all out. My buddy Mark Davis is next with our daily M&M experience. About something that's been a game changer for me when it comes to my health and my wellness. I'm talking about Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature is a whole food supplement that's made with 100% natural fruits and vegetables. No chemicals, no synthetic additives. Let me tell you, the results are stunning. Since I began taking Balance of Nature, I've noticed a big difference in my energy levels, my overall well-being, even my sleep. And the best part is it's super easy to incorporate into my daily routine. Just a few capsules a day, packed with fresh fruits and veggies. I highly recommend Balance of Nature. It's a perfect way to get maximum nutrition that your body needs. Shipping's always free, but don't forget to get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer when you use the discount code MikeG when you go to balanceofnature.com. You can order by phone. Just call 800-2468-751. 800-2468-751, or go to balanceofnature.com, discount code MikeG.
Mike Gallagher.
Bay Area, throwing your hard-earned money down the drain? Sick and tired of skyrocketing electricity bills? It's not getting better anytime soon. Trust the #1 solar plus battery storage installer in California. Declare your independence from your electric bill with Semper Solaris. Solar plus battery storage is the solution. Choose between Tesla or Enphase battery storage and say goodbye to high electric bills for good. How's your roof? Semper Solaris is an Owens Corning Platinum preferred contractor. Get the Owens Corning 50-year warranty upgrade with no payments or interest until 2024. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Need a new, more efficient heating and AC system? Do it now and get a lifetime warranty and a free Nest thermostat. Grab the 30% solar federal tax credit, $500 downloadable coupon, $500 off for military, first responders, and healthcare workers, plus 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 12 months. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. Call now, 650-376-8287, or visit sempersolaris.com. Approved credit expires 4/30/2023. CSLB number 978-152.
Dennis Prager here. Now is the time to sign up for our trip to Israel this fall. Mike Gallagher and I are all headed to Israel this October. Don't miss the Stand with Israel tour with our trusted partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours. We'll visit amazing places in Israel, sure to amaze and inspire you with every step. Visit StandWithIsraelTour.com to sign up today. In Israel, we'll explore key sites you won't forget. We'll walk on the ancient streets of Jerusalem, sail the Sea of Galilee inside first-century boats, and visit the Western Wall, a spiritual experience you don't want to miss. Our expert guides will help explain the importance of every site, and the food and accommodations are precisely designed with you in mind. No other trip will be like the Stand with Israel tour. Sign up today to travel with Mike Gallagher and me this October. Call 855-565-5519 or visit StandWithIsraelTour.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited.
They do not give up until you pay. They put a lien on my house. How about you? Do you owe back taxes? Call Tax Solutions now and get some help. For a limited time, the IRS offers a tax forgiveness program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Our team can make it easier for you to pay back taxes, avoid tax liens, and get a fresh start. Sometimes you just need a second chance.
I call Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
At Tax Solutions Now, our affiliates are all accredited by the Better Business Bureau and members of the National Association of Tax Professionals.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now. Call 800-329-2077. 800-329-2077. 800-329-2077. 800-329-2077. TV news. It's a love-hate relationship. Well, let's be honest. More hate. We agree. That's why we're different. Salem News Channel has assembled the greatest collection of conservative minds, all in one place. Home to Charlie Kirk, Hugh Hewitt, Eric Metaxas, and more. There's finally a place on TV for lovers of freedom like you. Watch anytime, on any screen, free, 24/7. Find what you're looking for at snc.tv. That's snc.tv.
Everyday Mike visits with Mark Davis, morning host on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas. Here's today's M&M Experience.
Nancy Mace in South Carolina is now stating that the Biden administration should ignore the court ruling from the Texas judge against the abortion pill. There's a Republican from South Carolina, Nancy Mace. Oh, just ignore it. Just ignore. We don't care about the rule of law. We don't care about the courts if we don't agree with it. So saith Nancy Mace, Rhino Republican. Now, on the same subject, the Wall Street Journal editorial board argued yesterday that the move in Texas by this Trump-appointed judge to restrict the abortion pill is legally flawed, and it will be a rough road for conservatives as long as it's being fought in the courts. We cannot avoid, I want to avoid it, we cannot avert our eyes from recognizing that this abortion debate and some of the things that are springing from it are killing us at the ballot box. And if we don't win another election, there are not going to be any babies left to save.
And this ruling has some problems. So here comes the blunt honesty from the people who often offer it up for you. Number one, this federal judge was federalizing what should be a state-by-state issue. Aren't we the ones who said we wanted Roe v. Wade overturned so that each state could do what they want? The judge said, the second big problem, I'll give it right back to you, is the judge indicated that the approval process through the FDA had been hasty. In the era of warp speed, I mean, these things have been on the market and under FDA scrutiny for years. The issue is, do you want them? Do you want the abortion pill legal in your state, or do you not? And the states should indeed be able to make up their own minds.
I had dinner last night with somebody who's fairly apolitical, but a little bit right of center, good guy, but doesn't really follow politics like we do, obviously. And he had a really interesting observation. He said, do you remember when Lindsey Graham called for a national ban on abortion right before the midterms? I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I talked a lot about it. He said, this guy's been in Washington for years. There's no way he's that stupid. There's no way that was unintentional. Is Lindsey Graham a plant for the Democrats? Now, I don't believe he's a plant, but on the other hand, I was giving that a lot of thought last night. Lindsey Graham isn't politically naive. He knows what he's doing. And when to this day, I've got people who call this show and say, Lindsey Graham cost us the red wave in the midterms. Roe v. Wade being overturned, the timing of that was just the perfect storm for Democrats, and it hurt us. I knew it would the minute it happened. But Lindsey Graham piling on saying, let's have a national federal ban on abortion. That doesn't help. Women, I can guarantee you right now, a bunch of Republican women listening to you and me in North Texas will call the show and say, I'm voting Democrat from now on because of the abortion issue. Now, we don't like that. We could disagree with them. We could try to change their hearts and minds because that's goofy, but that's how they feel. And we've got to recognize the room. We got to be able to read the room and understand. I think that the Wall Street Journal's editorial has some merit, we better be careful not to nationalize abortion via the Supreme Court. And that's what this abortion pill battle is going to be. So now you got a Texas judge throwing it out, got a Washington judge saying, no, it stays. It goes before the Supreme Court, and before you know it, the Supreme Court's going to nationalize abortion. And you know what that's going to mean?
But I don't stop, because you were on a roll, and it was a good roll. I don't think they will. I think that ultimately the judge who sought to nationalize it will be judicially rebuked, and it will be returned to the proper post-Roe v. Wade America, in which states are allowed to do what they wish. As you were describing the Lindsey Graham pronouncement of being national, it essentially would have been a federal 15-week barrier.
Right.
I found myself asking a question. Is that a good idea or not? Is it morally good? Is it legislative good? Is it a good thing? Is it a good America that says nationwide no abortion past 15 weeks? My answer is absolutely yes. I think that is an upstanding and good thing to work toward. It may be an idea whose time has not yet come, because you are 100% right when you say this. And I guess here's the tricky thing. Let me hand this to you. What do you do? What is our quandary when saying exactly the morally right thing is a political hazard in the short term?
Well, it's exactly the situation with the Tennessee legislators. I know you're right that it was the right thing to do to expel a couple of chaos-loving Democrats. I know that. And that's backbone. That's guts. The Republicans are standing up to the bullies who are running amok, and they're saying, you know what, you're going to play games? Mess around and find out what we'll do to you. The problem is, it was, again, short-lived. It was 3 days. Now they're heroes. And again, it's all about the optics. It's all about the at the messaging, and I hate it. I mean, the message about abortion is it's the taking of an innocent life. We all get that. Lindsey Graham is right on the merits. Lindsey Graham cost us the midterms probably because he presented an effort to federalize abortion, and whether we like it or not, I would say most Americans don't want abortion federalized. You and I aren't where most of the country is, and we've got to recognize where the country is. Incidentally, I'm starting a new podcast. I'm really excited about this, and I want to share it with you, one of my dearest friends, and this important audience, and not only in North Texas, but throughout the country. You know, I get criticized. You and I, we had some fun a couple weeks ago talking about people who criticize us for walking over each other. You know, in talk radio, there's a lot of interruptions. That's just the way it is. There's a lot of back and forth, and I cut off callers too quickly. Maybe you do once in a while, whatever. I leave it on too long. I've decided to launch a brand new podcast this week called The Mike Gallagher Show's No Interruptions Podcast. I'm going to take two guests from opposite points of view. I'm going to put them on the podcast, and there will be a guarantee of 0 interruptions. I'm going to moderate. I'm going to let the right have their voice. I'm going to let the left have their voice. No interruptions. It's going to be a podcast called the No Interruptions Podcast, and we're going to start today with Kendall Scudder, who's vice chair for finance of the Texas Democrats. Right. He's on the left, and he's going to argue in favor of choice of abortion. And he's going to be on with Ryan Baumberger, chief creative officer and co-founder of the Radiance Foundation, which is a beautiful pro-life organization. They're going to both be on.
So Mr. No Interruptions, and I love this. It's a bit, it's a gimmick, and it's a really good gimmick, and it's a really good bit. But here's where I prove that it's a bit. What are you going to do, Mr. Moderator, when one of them, and it could be either one, just hops on a soapbox and pontificates?
I'm literally not going to interrupt. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to moderate. In fact, I'm going to put on a different hat, and listen, this thing is either going to be a huge hit or maybe it'll bomb.
It'll be great. Anything you do is going to be great. But if you get ready, I hope you got some time. Every episode's going to be 9 hours to wait for both of them to naturally finish the point.
Well, I think we're going to have a gentle bell or something.
What would that bell be? And what would that bell be? Would it be an interruption?
But the real interruption is people talking over each other and yelling at each other. And I think people want to hear points of view that are unfiltered and unchallenged.
And you know what's cool? No, good. Yeah, because you know what's cool is also it being a podcast. And the one thing, and podcasts are a fascinating thing. Do they threaten us in our world of talk radio? I don't think so. We're all doing them. I put up the entire show. You do too. Big segments of the show, the entire show, in podcast form. For you to do something that's uniquely podcast worthy
Right.
People will indeed, because there's something true, even with all the blathering that you and I do, especially in this longest of all radio segments, which I love, is that in the podcast thing, you're never having to look at the clock and know that you got to hit a break in 60 seconds.
Exactly.
And that will allow people to go longer and make some better points.
Which, in my defense, when I get criticized for interrupting callers, often I've got a really restrictive clock when I do my show, and a lot of these are hard breaks, and we got to get in and out, and I don't have the leverage of floating breaks. Well, with the podcast, no breaks. That starts. The first one's going to drop with this debate about abortion and politics and what it means for the GOP and the Democrats. That drops tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Central. Download it. The Mike Gallagher Show. No Interruptions podcast starts tomorrow morning. The first one's going to drop. Download wherever you get your podcasts. You can go to MikeOnline.com or go to SalemPodcastNetwork.com. And I'm excited. We're also going to do quickly a week in review, which I'm sure will include the M&M experience. But every Friday, the weekly week in review from the Mike Gallagher Show. The highlights, great interviews, great monologue segments, and all of that. So
I'm proud of you, man. That is fantastic. Every success, and we will guide people to it constantly, because you do it, it's worth doing.
Download the podcast and hear all of Mike and Mark's conversations at MikeOnline.com for the M&M experience.
Thanks very much for joining us. Have a great day. Be safe. Keep fighting a good fight. I'm Mike Gallagher. God bless America. It's around tax season, and those famous words from a great American president come to mind. He said, the 9 most terrifying words in the English language, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Government isn't helping us. Their spending addiction is driving up inflation, pushing up the cost on everything from groceries to gas. Then to add insult to injury, they raise your taxes. I want you to save money where you can without having to sacrifice. For your cell phone coverage, you need Pure Talk. Pure Talk is my cell phone company. They're on a mission to save the average American family almost $1,000 a year on their wireless bill, because it isn't right being overcharged every month for a basic need. Look at your phone bill right now. I'll bet you're paying $80 a month per line to a company that doesn't really care about you. They just want your money. Pure Talk gives you talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $30 a month. No contract. Dial pound 250, say Mike Gallagher. You'll save 50% off your first month. Their U.S. customer service team will make switching easy, I promise. Dial pound 250, say Mike Gallagher, and start saving now with Pure Talk.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000.
Mike Gallagher.
If something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. There's a particular time of life this phrase couldn't be more appropriate. How can you know you'll live the retirement you've always imagined? After all, life can be so unpredictable. You've worked hard and saved, watch your accounts go up and down with the market. Your advisor says, don't worry, you'll be fine. But you still don't feel confident. Eric Heckman at Heckman Financial has a checklist to help you find out if you're on the right track for retirement. Take his checklist challenge. If you can check all the boxes with confidence, you may be ready for retirement. If not, Eric can help you address any potential costly mistakes. To get Eric Heckman at Heckman Financial's complimentary checklist, call or text LIST to 800-454-1184. See if you've got it right. Take the checklist challenge today. Call or text LIST to 800-454-1184. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered through Heckman Financial and Insurance Services, Inc. Investing involves risk, including including the potential loss of principal.
Even when we are apart, we must be together. 8:60 a.m. The Answer. KTRP.